Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Don't Be Afraid podcast, and I am your host Jamila Oiza Muhammad Jamiu, and I have with me here two fine guests. By my right, and
Michael. Start waiting. Don't let Whiskey fans hear you. Jesus, please. I beg. I'm not Starboy, yo. Please, Whiskey is the only Starboy, please. Machala. I beg.
One and only Machala. How are you guys? How's the journey here?
It's good, actually good. Thank God. Thank God. I mean, Danfo almost... Danfo on the way, but we thank the Lord.
That reminds me, I had a mini accident on my way. I was on bike, and I don't know how it happened. The bike I was quick to jump down before the bike fell to the floor because I was like, hey, my leg.
No way. Hope,
it would have been crazy.
Hope is the area that bike is
No. It's
okay,
I was like leaving the house.
Yeah, quick to jump down.
I
always say the Goshians have sort of like a spidey sense.
As in, I'm telling you, like
whenever I'm on bike, I'm always like super conscious. Malama bego, Allah kadan Allah. I'm always begging because these bike men, they can be.
No, so
it's as if they have 7 lives. So me, I have to beg them to have 1 life.
Funny thing is, it's always the it's the malams in code, like you put it.
Yeah,
and
true.
I don't know why, but the way they drive, I'm like, yes. I mean, I would enjoy it for a bit, but my heart will be beating like, please, go, calm down.
So I grew up in Abuja, so I think the mistake you make if you climb back in Abuja is I beg at the rush.
Nah.
Otilo.
I don't say that for bikes.
Nah,
Otilo.
I beg at the rush. That's a good to.
Otilo, he's gone. Speaking of Lagos, it's funny how we started our way because our topic today is actually centered on something that's happening, that is about to happen in Lagos.
Okay.
So you guys, let's take a little minute and dream, close our eyes and dream of Lagos, a technologically driven bus, Danfo, with barcodes where if you want to transport yourself, go to play. You're not closing your eyes to dream.
No, as you just said, Lagos.
Exactly.
Actually, you just said Lagos. You said Lagos Danfo and Lagos bus with
barcode. You want to enter the bus. I mean, you are not even dreaming anyways. But you have to like.
Sorry, which
scan.
Lagos are we talking of?
Ekoyi.
This one.
Yes, this particular Eko that we are in.
This particular one. Are you talking of like
Lagos State to
8 years from now?
No, not now. Okay, we're talking about Lagos and technology. How we are about to advance. So this Lagos now, if you want to enter your bus or your BRT, Danfo gone safe. You have to scan. There'll be a barcode you scan to be sure that the bus you're entering is not kidnapper bus.
Okay.
You're gonna be safe for your safety. They'll tell you that this driver is safe for you to enter his bus. It belongs to our registry. If you did not click, you have to be careful not to enter the bus. A Lagos like that. I'm visioning it, and oh my God, I feel like we're going somewhere. Why are people shaking you? Am I the only one dreaming this dream?
Go on, but just go.
Am I the only one dreaming?
You are.
I don't like the look on your
I don't know if my
faces.
Wait for you to run.
That is illegal. Okay, all right. So some weeks back, MC Oluomo, they came up with the ideas, or someone came up with the idea, but it was projected that Lagos is now going to be having barcodes on their buses in garage and parks, where if you have to commute with the Danfo people, you have to carry your I'm not going to look at Michael's face. You're going to have to carry your phone and scan, okay, this bus is safe for me to enter, before you not jump and enter inside. That's the Lagos we are looking at right now. That's what's up.
So basically you're telling me now the Danfo bus, not the BRT.
And the BRT, for safety,
For safety reasons, I bring out my phone and scan before I get into the bus to make sure it is not kidnapped.
Yes. I mean, there was a recent case whereby this particular lady was, kidnapped and then she was killed. Yeah,
Oh,
and
so
then
I-
for such cases to not happen again, I feel like it's kind of a brilliant idea that this was actually brought up for safety reasons and for the benefit of Lagosians in general.
So it's a brilliant idea, it's a good idea. But I feel should have been limited
Limited
to the BLT.
BRT.
Because the BLT now, although I feel given its Lagos very soon, it's not be organized. But the BLT is now boarding and disboarding are now organized. It happens already at the terminals, going. You present if it's I think most of the BLT buses are partnering with Calvi, so you have your Calvi card and you go in and just scan in and you get in. So there's enough time. Enough time space for you're scanning your Calvi card now, and you take your phone and you can scan with the app. I'm sure it's going to come with the QR codes, and you can scan them with an app, and then you scan your the bus now, and this bus is kidnap free. And let's not forget, there are about 70 people that entered that bus before you. They didn't scan. Exactly. But let's say you want to be an innovator. You want to be an early adopter, so you are the first person shacking you to scan. You don't download the app. But let's imagine the Obalende junction. You are going to Yaba.
Obalende.
Yeah.
I don't reach there before.
You are going to Yaba. You're going to the mainland. You are at the Obalende junction. It is 5:45 p.m. Work is over. You are there. And you see a Danfo bus, and it comes. Please, are you going to tell me that you are going to wait? So, I don't know where the QR code is going to be placed. I don't know. Is it going to be placed maybe at the front windshield or the back windshield? Or is it going to be placed? Some of these buses, they don't even have a door. So you can't place on. You can't say it's going to be placed on the door.
It can be in the front, can be at the back, anywhere.
So if it's at the front, now a bus is coming. You look around you, there are about 60 Lagosians. At that same bus stop,
as in just
waiting
for the
get
bus
into
to
a bus.
The bus does not even stop.
There's going to be
the bus
a
is
queue.
still moving.
Like,
and they are waiting to jump inside. They should not
There's going to be regulatory bodies now where we will not have to be jumping into the buses. I mean, you need a queue.
Yeah. So flashback. Okay, go on.
I'm sorry. So I'm just taking a cue from the Obalende thing. As someone who has done the mainland island journey for like 3-4 years.
Yeah.
And Obalende is like the pit stop. So it's either it's Obalende or CMS, right?
Yeah.
In Obalende, like there are times when you can, I'm not joking, you can be like over 100 people at that bus stop waiting for Yaba bus, right? And a bus sits only 15, 16. Sometimes they would add extra seats to make it like 17. So imagine 100 of you waiting to enter bus. If you now want to form a line in quotes, do you know what that line will already be reaching the bridge actually? So what exactly is the point? Like, the line will be reaching the bridge, and we are Lagosians, we are Nigerians. People will cut line.
And so I think
sure, we know that people
so
are
you're
going
saying
to
that should
cut
have been
the line.
thought about before the barcode
before the
was,
barcode,
was
there are like there are
created.
other things that they should have implemented first. So first of all, you want to do the barcode. Fine, it's a good idea if it will stop kidnapping.
Yeah.
I don't see how, for instance, the Elizabeth case, I don't see how that barcode would have helped her because she was in a BRT bus. A BRT bus. That if you are not safe in a BRT bus, I don't know where else you can be safe in this bus. That's the actual truth.
BRT as the safest
Yes,
mode of public
it's-
transportation in Nigeria.
To be honest, it is safer than like the Bolts, the Ubers, the Danfos because
it is Lagos owned.
yes, it is a BRT bus. If you are not safe in a BRT bus, I don't know. Unless you have your own car, I don't know how you're safe. That is one. Two, in all these bus stops, so let's say for the Danfos now, for instance, there are tax collectors that these Danfo drivers are running from.
Yeah.
Do you want them to now be waiting? Mama, you want to be scanning. Mama, you go enter this
now,
bus,
first
or you
out,
not go
first
enter
out,
this
first out.
As in, exactly.
It just made me think having Lagos without the jumping in and all of that.
So there is a lifestyle that Lagosians that use Danfo should be used to, right?
Yeah.
So there are tax collectors, that task forces and tax collectors that these Danfo drivers are running from.
Yeah.
The bosses themselves are not good enough. How many Danfo bosses are roadworthy, to be honest? To now say, oh, even if I scan and I enter the bus, how safe am I? That's another thing. The bus, what if it stops on Third Mainland Bridge? What are you going to do? Like, there are things they should have focused on. And also, let's even look at like the population of Nigerians that are savvy enough to use those apps, to have the apps on their phones. To how many of them?
I think majority of Nigerians are actually are tech savvy.
So the reason why I would disagree is, if that was the case, then these alternate forms of banking wouldn't have come up. The momos, the
Everybody has an Android phone. Even if it's not an iPhone, the little itel phone you have should be able to scan.
Gemini,
You should be able to.
it's not just about.
Remember, we're talking about Lagos and technology here, and I think you mentioned back. I think that that we're trying to be technologically driven.
Yes.
We're trying to advance.
Yep.
And I feel like this is a good step towards advancing in the tech space. And in as much as it will have its loopholes, I feel like it's a good thing in place.
Genuinely speaking, there are other things they could have implemented than this.
Like,
First of all, get at the bus stops, let there be actual bus stops. So, for instance, point A might be the actual bus stop. How many Danfos stop at that actual point A? They would pick the passenger from God knows wherever, and in the middle of the road, they'll still be picking passengers. You now say, oh, mama, but you go scan first.
That's one thing.
That's one. Two,
Okay.
we're being serious is the fact. Two, there are so traders and people who carry their goods. They're carrying it on your head. Please scan first. While they are chasing the buses, still moving. The bus will not like fully stop and say, okay, you enter.
Okay, where I would agree with you on these cases. I know there are times when I go home, when I on my way home from work, and there this old women that they've gone to Mile 12 market to buy tomato and all this stuff, and then there's like so much error on their head, and I mean, you when you hear their phone ring, it's still no. So how exactly does it mean that they won't be able to commute because they don't have a phone to scan, or they won't be safe because they can't scan and detect if this particular driver is going to kidnap them and use their kidney or something.
When you say they won't be able to commute, is this barcode scan, is it going to be a requirement? Like, okay, if I don't scan,
if you don't scan it, exactly. That's the question.
I mean, I feel like you'll be able to still get to the bus. It's just it's going to be an app anyways. But I mean, you have to open the app to scan and all. They would commute, but I think maybe they're trying to focus more on the safety of the because a lot of kidnapping has been happening. I mean, it's happened back, and then we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, going forward, but just to probably limit it. I think this is why this was created, and I don't know.
For BRTs, I can understand. Like, it makes sense.
Okay.
There is that control, like you said, of there is a line. You're not going to cut the the queue line to. Excuse me. You're not going to cut the queue line to just say, oh, I'm rushing inside the bus. So it is controlled. It is possible. That guaranteeing your safety, I don't know. I'm not sure. And I'll give another instance. So there was this lady that traveled to Calabar or something, and I think someone put up a distress tweet that, oh, I've not been able to reach this lady because of this or that or blah blah blah, and the initial disposition and reaction is, mama, forget. It was like the youths that actually used Twitter to start investigating the case. Oh, what point did she reach? Where did she go? And that was when we found out that, oh, actually she had, like been killed or something like that. Yeah. So a BRT guaranteeing my safety, honestly, I don't know. I'll be a QR code rather guaranteeing my safety. I don't know. So, okay, yes, I've scanned the QR code. Let's do a user journey. Let's imagine a user journey. I scanned the QR code. Bam.
Yeah.
I entered the bus. And I
When you
sit in
scan the,
bus.
the QR code, it shows you the driver, the secretary.
Okay, so like,
yes.
So let's
and
keep that
then-
information aside
Yeah.
first. We'll
So
use it
I
later.
enter,
Okay.
I sit down, and the bus is going. Let me say the bus is going from Ikorodu to Marina to CMS. And I'm sitting down. Other people are entering the bus. It's a function of the people in the bus. Kidnappers can also enter that bus. It's not like a boat or a lag ride where it's just you. Right? It is you and the driver, or say if
And
anything's up.
probable
na
probable
two of
kidnapper.
us,
Kidnapper,
abi.
Yes.
People of different walks and walks of life are entering that bus. You don't know who is who,
Who's who?
right? If you are gas, so waiting go happen. What is that QR code going to do?
Well,
That's the question.
I feel like it should have, there should be a back end for it, that it would be documented somewhere, and it would, if anything happens per se, they'll be able to, I mean there'll be police at different.
Even you are laughing. Even you are laughing. Even you are laughing.
No,
This I have-
don't judge
When I
me,
read
don't judge me.
This when I read the article, I said, okay, they have put the QR codes on about 20,000 buses. Right? And prior to this, I said, okay, if you want to increase safety and you want to go the tech way,
Yes.
isn't creating a database with all these buses?
Track
More.
the actual buses, bro. See, please chop this knuckle first.
So if you create
Track
a database now
the
with all this,
actual
so creating a
buses.
database now with all these drivers and their buses. Okay, you're going to have a substitute driver. We want to have his name and details as well
on database.
on their
If you
profile.
have a conductor,
And
we
then
know this is the
You have the
conductor
database now. This is
assigned to
Lagos
this
is big.
bus.
There are a lot of buses to take you at least a year or two to get all these people. You have the database now. Then you can use the QR code app, meaning that I am scanning this app. I am scanning on this bus. I have been showed the history of this bus.
They have been sure that he's actually plying this route. He's meant to be on this route. Yeah. So you know the bus, you know the plate number, you know every single thing
everything.
about the bus.
Okay, and that information I put aside. The secretary of the park
Yes.
and the plate number. Let's bring it back. Think okay now. You are coming here. You shared your boat right.
Yeah, I
with me.
shared my boat ride with you and with
Imagine
Michael.
a friend of mine now. Let's say now he's on the bus. Take the bus. He shared his. So I don't
Yes,
know.
he's
I don't
right
know
with
what to
you.
call
Yeah,
it.
we
I don't
don't
know
know
what to call
what
the
to
app.
call it.
Let's do Danfo way. He shared the Danfo way trip with me. Following it, it's coming from over India and it's supposed to stop at Adekule.
Yeah.
Friday afternoon, let's say 30 minutes. Okay, Friday night. Let's say it should be at it got the bus at 7:08 at the point got the bus 7:08. It should be at Adekule by 7:48. 40 minutes stops.
Okay.
This 8 o'clock. My guy is not at home yet.
There's hold up on the road.
I call him up. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting any response.
Signal.
First call, fifth call. Okay. I said, okay, maybe there's hold up on the road. Like you said. I wait. The hold up I know the hold up has died by like
Yeah.
10. It's now people leaving the mainland to go and chop life on the island. Nobody's coming to the mainland again. My guy still hasn't called me back. I wake up next morning, my guy is in here. After I don't see this guy, no. Panic mode. I remember that, okay, he sent me
Yeah.
Right
his
details, yeah.
Danfo
I have
way.
the plate
way
number.
details.
Yeah.
I have the name of the secretary. I go to the park. Listen, secretary, my guy is missing. What is going to happen?
They would, like you mentioned about the database thingy, they would be able to track and check what exactly must have happened along the line.
How are they
and since
tracking
they
it?
have
How are they going to track him?
they'll get there.
So
They'll get there,
that's
but
the
they'll
thing.
be
Look,
they'll be able to, at least there's a plate number. They should need to track. I mean, the way we track cars with
they are
plate
working,
numbers.
that's what I'm saying. They are working from the back. That look, the first things first, the driver needs to like have, an app or a sister app
Have
on
an
his
app,
phone that
okay, on
we can
his-
track.
Okay.
Like, both.
So
For every
it's like
boat,
a front
boat,
end, back end
exactly.
thingy.
So we have both driver, we have
Yeah.
lag ride, we have lag ride rider or whatever.
Uber driver.
The driver is meant to have that on his phone. right? That's one. That's a way to track what is going on.
But then again,
Right.
not all drivers also have
Exactly.
an Android phone.
So you see what I'm saying? That
There's a lot of barrier to entry.
the barrier to entry is high. How many drivers have Android phones or smartphones and are tech savvy to the point where, okay, I can use this thing, I can sort this thing out. If it was that easy, then from the moment Uber and Bolt and they came before lag right now, it's sort of taking over now. The yellow and black taxi drivers,
Yeah.
the cabus, they would have gotten in on Uber and Bolt since.
I've cashed too.
Up
Don't be
till
complaining
now,
about
they
it.
haven't. Up till now, they literally still haven't. Because they are not tech savvy. And the truth is understandable because of how backwards we are. It's understandable. The hope is we get to the point where they can be that tech savvy. Everybody can be at least base level tech savvy. But your drivers are not tech savvy. Your drivers don't have Android, don't have
Your
smartphones.
passengers and that.
Your
not all of
passenger-
them,
not all your
the greater
passengers
percentage of your
are-
passengers
yeah.
are not tech
Not
savvy.
all your passengers are tech savvy. Your conductors, not all of them are tech savvy.
The-
So the funny thing is, yes, we know, okay, you'll be shocked that I see, how more this person, she dey hug plantain, but she dey use her iPhone. Sure, it dey happen.
Yeah.
It happens. I'm not allowed to speak pidgin here.
Sure,
Yeah,
why
okay, yeah,
not?
so, I mean, it dey happen, but how many are there? How many are actually tech savvy to be using like the QR codes to say? So now here's the funny thing. For BRT, I remember, I think pre-2020, they tried introducing this card thing where, okay, all you need to do is have the card,
Yeah.
put
for
money in your
BRT.
card.
Yeah, Cowley.
Yeah, put money in your card. Once you enter the BRT, you just tap it. It takes the payment and you go. I was still entering BRT, and I can tell you for a fact, for close to 7 months of me plying that route, I only saw one person
Use
ever
that
use
Use
that
that
card.
card. Wow.
One person from Jibo, no, sorry, from Fadeyi
Yeah.
Onipan to Marina every day. I only saw one person for 7 months. So one person used that card.
The
I
adoption rates.
feel like
Yeah, and
Lagos Street is actually trying, but are we even ready to adopt
So,
these things?
now
Because I can say okay, Lagos, they've brought this thing forward. That, okay, this is, I feel like this is a good thing for, but we have people that, the amount of people that are actually killing the idea as it comes is much more than people that are actually willing to accept.
So it's not
I
by killing the
know
idea.
that there will be flaws to these things, but I mean, we'll get there, right?
So here's the thing: when people's lives and safeties, safeties. That is an actual English. God, I'm a right hand. Look at me struggling. Sorry.
Happens.
So when people's lives are, or security, is a
involved.
factor and is involved.
We shouldn't be doing
You
test and
can't
run.
be. Yes, you can't be.
Okay, so how
You can't be
how should we
testing.
implement it if we can't do test
So I feel
and run?
even if you want to do a test and run, the best thing to do, which is what Nigeria needs to take a lesson from when it comes to advanced countries, is pick a city. Pick a city.
They pick Lagos.
I mean a city.
Okay, like a
Are we,
Yeah,
are we
sorry.
you want to
like
So
a
let's say
community,
Ikeja.
yeah.
So
Okay,
let's say
Ikeja,
let's say
yeah.
Ikeja. Let's start with Ikeja.
Or let's say Surulere.
And in Ikeja now,
Surulere is
let's start
not
with the small
populated.
buses in Ikeja. They're easier for you to track. The numbers are lower. You know the issue they are going to have in the back end, the issue they're
Yeah.
going to have on the front end. Is the environment conducive enough?
For
You need to
it.
consider the environment.
I also, talking of environment, I also thought of, this is Lagos, and then we have like a very large population, and there's the issue with what do we call it, traffic. So if this whole QR thing is going to work, and then maybe you share your like Danfo way ride to someone, and then there's traffic, or maybe they're probably tracking this from probably a back end, and then the driver decides to like follow another
There be
route,
different routes.
yes, or
you
when they
know,
follow inside street and everything, so it's actually really also an issue
So
too.
who is tracking? Who is doing tracking?
Why are you asking that?
but
when
it
you
is
are
These are very
true.
important. Like Michael said,
It's true. Like
these are
this,
people
when you
like-
when you when you
This
want
the-
when you
this is
want
the type
to
of
have
data
when you
that
want to
matters.
when you want to actually advance tech wise, are you not going to make plans for these things? Are you telling
No,
are you telling
when
me
you
that
want
for
to
them
advance
for them to
tech-wise,
create
you
a
do not
QR
jump.
code, they won't have people that will be doing it at the back
you
end.
do not jump.
Hey, they're not
you
jumping.
roll
stuff.
out
jumping.
slowly. You're jumping.
Info, Lagos is
So,
jumping.
so let me give an instance. Now,
Okay.
I know in some parts of Lagos you see this. So the lag ride equivalent as buses. So the small buses painted blue and white. You know, I've been seeing them at least in Lekki and in some small parts of the
I haven't
mainland.
experienced a
Oh,
lag
yeah,
ride
so-
before.
No, so lag ride is the car. You know, is the Lagos is the state-owned Bolt
Yeah,
and Uber, for
Uber,
lack
yeah.
of a better word. Yeah. Now there are buses as well that are blue and white.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, I've seen a couple in Lekki. Now, if you are saying all those yellow and black Danfo buses that are about to quarter to dead, or you know, that have even been in coma and they are trying to resurrect
Revive.
and the walking dead Danfo buses. It's true now.
It's the truth.
But it's the
Yeah,
truth.
I'm
If you are going to
God.
remove all of them from Lagos State and replace them with those
Blue
blue,
and
and white
white.
buses, that's fine. And now here's the funny thing. I remember seeing a picture during Ambode's time of those buses, like in actual Danfo,
Yeah.
Danfo
Form.
size. Those, I think they were either blue or blue and white then. That he said, "Oh, we have these buses that we're going to introduce into Lagos." You know. Now that is fine. If you are telling me this QR code is for the currently existing Danfo buses,
This cannot work.
the buses that if you enter, like the exhaust pipe is coming into the bus, or
Yeah.
the bus will just trek small, that they are doing literally push to start,
I got into your
or they are
bus.
doing.
The bus had no like underneath. There was no.
There was
open.
nothing.
There
Like I was seeing the pipes and
everything.
seeing
You
everything.
guys, there was-
so
there was-
the truth is, it is not viable. It doesn't
It's
work.
not
You
feasible.
can't bring up. So you can't bring a platform as good as that
Yeah.
on a very, very bad ground structure. The structure right now is not good. It's not for that thing. If you are saying the BRT buses, I can understand. That is fine. But if you are talking of the
Yellow and black
Danfo, the actual
buses.
Danfo buses, it doesn't work. If I'm being honest. So the way I see it is the same way. Imagine they had introduced this for Okada.
Yeah.
That is literally the same way I see it. Or Keke Napep. That's what it is. There's really no difference. There's really, really no difference.
You know, it just reminds me of there's a particular day I closed from work and I was going home. I was going home with my colleague and we had to wait for these long white buses and at Oshodi Express to take us to Second Rainbow. And I'm short, yes, I know, but the person I was going to was tall, no issue, and we had to we had those people that had to enter and everything, and with my bag and the crowd everywhere, we're all struggling. So the person I was going home with already entered first, and there was me, people jumping through the window, and there was me that was still struggling,
Exactly.
and I mean. I could not breathe. I was there pressing me, and I'm small. I'm short. I was just like, you should not kill me.
So in that
The
situation now,
struggle is real.
in that situation now, you already know of.
If you even bring
Ready
out
now.
your phone to even scan, what's the guarantee that they will not
And let's not
hijack your
forget,
phone
let's not
and
forget. Thank you. I jack your phone. You are bringing out your phone to scan.
before you open the app,
No,
network.
at 8
8
p.m.
p.m.
8 p.m. mile 12. It seems you have money to buy new phone.
Sorry, I want to actually even
I'm a
share.
baller.
So I want to
I'm
share.
not a mechanic.
I want to share actual experiences. So that Obalende thing, in fact, nothing we are not see for that Obalende. I'm not joking. Oh God, see, please. At night, so you finish work 8 p.m. You are going home. You get to Obalende. You see 100 people at the bus stop waiting for just one bus. First of all, let's even say, or I'm even hoping, I don't know if it's true, but I'm hoping that QR code means the prices are fixed, or it's also a form of
no,
payment.
but
It's also okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm hoping it's a form of payment where it is regulated by the government to say, Obalende to Yaba is
So
200 naira.
price.
So once I scan that QR code, that is the amount I'm paying.
Pain.
I'm hoping that is the case. But I can tell you for a
We're
fact.
not sure.
I can tell you for a fact that once Danfo drivers pull into a bus stop and they see more than 10 people there, they're increasing the price. There are nights where I've paid 500 naira from Balende to Yaba.
Wow.
When on a Sunday, I would actually pay 100 naira.
Yeah.
What?
Yes, because
That's like 4 times.
yes, 5 times, because they know that people are waiting. People have no choice.
Waiting.
I will enter. The ones Obalende 500 naira, 500 naira. You see some people that will just
Some people
literally
will be
step back.
reluctant.
And you that you know, I don't get choice.
You have
go
been here for an
enter.
hour,
Enter.
30 minutes. You'll
And-
be here for another extra 30
Yes,
minutes.
and now the funny
40
thing
minutes.
is, as the Danfo drivers are pulling in, the conductors are shouting, "Make una watch your phone, no! Make una watch your hold your phone, no! Hold your phone, no!"
Wow.
Because if they do mistake and rush, no, it's true now. If they do mistake and rush, they are
Wow.
going to pick up your phone.
Phone.
So how many and a true life thing is how many BRT buses actually stop in the night to pick up passengers? Like in Lekki, I go to Lekki a lot of the time, and I can tell you for a fact that BRT buses, once they pick from Aja, so once they board from Aja rather, they are not stopping along the way to
To
pick
pick
or
anyone.
drop people.
Over
They are
the-
going
over the-
straight to Marina. At night, I will be standing at the bus stop like this with like 20, 30 people. We will
yeah.
just the see BRT buses. Some of them are empty. We'll be seeing them passing and we're like, stop.
Yeah.
Please pick us.
So,
like we
Same
did
thing
here.
that is probably part of the security. Do not stop at night. Do you get? So if now we're just listing more disadvantages of the QR code.
There are
I
structures.
mean, I
you should
can scan
put-
in the morning.
But you cannot scan at night.
I can't even scan in the morning. I see. I want.
Morning,
Yaba to Ikeja.
morning rush hour. Everybody
Yaba to
rush
Ikeja should
go
not be
work.
stressful now. I left the house at another 8 something now. I got bus at 10. 10. And that bus, when I got there, I didn't want to even calm down. So I tell you that okay. I've scanned the QR code down. This guy is telling me the event is 500.
Exactly. So-
Forget. Be going with. I know your name. I know your pet number. Be going with it. I'm not going to tell that bus. And also, I finally got a bus because I've been at that bus stop for about an hour 30 minutes, and
You're hungry,
I'm
famished.
tired. Or I'm going to the office. I'm tired. I'm
Late.
a conductor, or maybe because I can tell you in this country and this state that over service. Say okay, you not scan, no, we will have problem. So I feel
It's not over Sabi now. It's just telling you to do the right thing.
no. Does he know how long I've been at that bus? He probably got into the bus at
Okay,
one
because
spot.
you don't dare frustrated, you don't want to change them for the man.
Okay, see, no, but that's
that's
the thing. But
That's the
that's the honest truth. The same way passengers change it for conductors. Conductors change it for task force and change it for passengers. The drivers
Everybody
change it
they
for other-
collect. Everybody they
See,
collect.
the truth is, there's a structure in place right now that was created by us that they need to upend first before you start introducing this type of things. And so imagine a country where everybody is blind and you're someone who can see. You now go and introduce something that requires eyes to say,
That's true.
no, you
We didn't even get to cover people that are actually blind.
Exactly.
That have
So you
to
see,
scan.
that-
How would it work around
People that are
it?
disabled, people that. So
That's
there
true.
are a lot of things that
Right.
you
There are
need
lots
to,
of
there are a lot of things you need to
Thoughts that
sort
really
out
need to
first
go into
before
it.
you do this.
And this sort of thing, right?
Now I agree with why you said we are jumping. Yeah, we are jumping.
This sort of
We're
thing now,
jumping.
I don't know how they want to do it, but I'm very sure it's going to be a sticker. And
most
they're going to put that
likely,
sticker.
most likely.
Now,
Rain go for.
no, not even when go for. I don't want to say the events, but I'm very sure I've also the events. They are placing banners of that event on all the buses, from the event from Lekki to Mill, everywhere. So okay, Lagos government has put the QR code sticker there. A big musician is doing his show. They have covered the QR code.
True.
And the driver now has collected. The driver did not collect money from Lagos State. He has gotten money from the promoter of the show for his sticker to be there. So the issue that are they going to have someone at these points at each junction to enforce
These things.
the drivers having the QR codes, because you cannot enforce passengers to use the QR codes.
Yep.
You cannot enforce passengers to use QR codes.
use
You have to enforce drivers to have these stickers.
And people at checkpoints.
And
And what's also the guarantee that they won't be corrupt enough to like?
So see,
There's also the issue of
so now,
corruption.
a good way I see it working is only if it becomes a lag ride system where you are not paying the drivers directly. So imagine I do an escrow on the app. I put 10K on the QR, or let's say Danfo way. I put 10K on the Danfo way, and then at the point of each bus stop.
Let's not forget Danfo on the way. We came up with that.
We came up with
Danfo
it, oh,
way.
yeah, so
Now we first do
so I put up I put in 10K in Danfo way, and then at each bus stop there is a stand with a person there, and I scan it. Once I scan it and it takes my payments, I can enter a Lagos State registered bus. Like a BRT. That works, and that's why for the BRT system it is fine.
Is already working.
It is working. It's working. It's just an added value of look. You're safer in a BRT bus, but in a Danfo bus, the Danfo driver wants to hold his money in his hand like this.
And I read
Okay.
that article.
Yeah,
That
he
article
wants to
had
hold
no rollout.
Yes, no
So
mechanics.
what is
no.
no mechanics?
It's-
no,
it's
what
just
is-
to say,
So maybe
oh,
we're
I
looking at
did
it from
this,
okay. So
bam.
to a normal Lagosian now, they're happy. Just saying, but all of us at this table, we all work. We all know how you need to have you need to have a rollout phase. Okay, from this period to this period, what is going to happen? Because you see, one of these buses you are seeing on the road there, they have been on the road since the 70s.
As in, they are not
80s.
roadworthy at all.
Some of you, and other things, some of these drivers, like you said, maybe having them, you scan your QR code, and some drivers, they don't have bank. They don't have bank.
That's what I was saying.
The bus, let's example, that bus was bought for probably, I don't know whether I wasn't born during that time, but I don't know how they were giving buses that time. Let's say Lagos State was not giving buses. That bus was bought under the name of Mr. Bamide. Mr. Bamide died 25 years ago.
Or he sold the bus to somebody
Sold the bus somewhere, that one
else.
sold the bus
Or,
somewhere,
you
that one
know.
sold the bus somewhere. And now that somebody that bought the bus has loaned the bus out. He owns the bus, but he has given the bus now to someone to go enter the streets.
Why he's
make
probably
money.
doing another business.
Yep. It's
Conductor wise, one driver.
can have 7 conductors.
I've
So-
seen one.
Are
He
you
changed
serious?
No. At bus stops, it's not a joke. At actual bus stops, the one driver can just pull in without the conductor, and then you see conductors sitting down, and they're like,
I know. I feel
But
like
when they are bad,
I
they-
feel like
they
those
just
ones
go
are
with
like
you.
roadside people that's like roadside touts that they have to like call. people for
No.
the-
So there are conductors who are not necessarily
they're not assigned to a bus, but they
Yes.
get a cut from.
They are they are there. Like they are there at the bus stop.
I mean, they get a cut from the money for calling.
No, they would go with the boss
They'll go
to
with the
collect the money.
Eh?
They will go with the See, so this one. I don't see for this
Yeah,
Lagos.
not used the transport
Exactly,
system
I don't see for this Lagos.
We have
What is
used
that?
this, some of them
What
have
is
used
that?
us.
What is that?
See, there was a particular conductor that I knew to the extent of fist bump. That he even told me, "Oh, mom, I don't born twins." That we used to talk, yeah. In the morning, once he sees me, he's reserving seats for me. See,
Already.
No. This person don't sit down here. Person get down. I went sit down. When I'm coming back home in the night at Obalende, I'm seeing him in another driver's bus. Okay, there. Yes, so now this one I dey enter now. So you don't get skinny. No, I still dey wait. No worry. Go enter this. Go enter. That is the same conductor, 2 different buses.
Wow.
There are a lot of things.
I haven't witnessed that.
You know, they this
We
Lagos.
should-
Wait, what?
let's list out.
Not true.
I feel let's list out the issues with this.
Danfo way.
Danfo way. Say our name.
Now we first do.
And
We
don't
first
even
talk
sweet,
But
about
they haven't even given a
that.
name for it, so we can't just be saying Lagos State Danfo bus QR code.
Okay.
No, let's say let's start the issues with this Danfo way. The barrier to entry.
Yes, it's
Not
even
everyone
feasible.
has
smartphone, or
smartphones.
use or tech savvy
or
enough.
tech savvy enough to use
Yep.
the app and scan. To the environment,
It's not enabling enough.
it's
for
not
it.
enabling.
Enough.
You can't expect someone or me to scan a barcode. So let's forget nights. Let's forget morning. In the afternoon, the peak. It is still going to be rowdy. The bus is still going to be like. I don't think some of these buses even have brake because they're always moving.
That bus will stop on the road. You now wait for another bus to come to start pushing it from behind.
They're always
or
moving.
you
So
know, God.
the environment not conducive. That is
God,
true.
God.
3 is, do you have the resources enough? Are you sure you can handle the enormous amount? I saw on this, and they said they had 20,000 buses. They already have these QR codes. And from the moment that I checked the date on the article, that was about a month ago or so, or 2 weeks ago or so. I can say I have gone from Yaba to the island, from the heart of the mainland to the heart of Ireland, from the heart of Ireland to the outskirts of mainland, from the outskirts to... I haven't
And
seen
you've
any
not
bus with
seen
QR
it.
code. And I'm sure that if we do this, we'll ask our viewers if they have seen any bus with QR code, and I might probably get no answer. So, do you have the resources to note down every bus that is plowing the roads of Lagos? So, to me, I feel those are the top 3.
Exactly. I feel it's a way to get. I just see it as a way to get data. That's what I see it as. A way to get data from. Excuse me. Oh, so this is this person. He stays in Lagos. He moves from point A to point B, or these are the volume of people that move from point A to point B within X amount of time.
Well, no, I think when it comes to America, and if this kind of issue was in America, a lot of people come out and say the government wants to track our movements. In Lagos, track it. What's our business?
But no, I do have an issue with that though, because bro, I have because
it's true. If I put in the QR code at Lekki and I get down and I put another QR code again at this thing, from there, even a baby can track my movements.
You can map out someone's movement. Real life experience, and this was one that got me, like it really got me. So in one of these bank apps, there is, or in at least 2 of the bank apps that I use, there are charity options where you can, pick charities to send money to.
Okay.
I sent money to one, and I'm not joking. 5 minutes later, I get a call. Hi, is this Michael, blah blah blah.
Why?
And I said yes. I was like, oh, I'm calling from your bank. In my mind, I even thought, oh, okay, maybe at first I thought maybe it was the charity calling to say thank you. But I put anonymous, and then I know that okay, they will shall write your name and maybe they have access to your number or something. Next, this guy is telling me, I'm calling from your bank. Okay. I said, which bank? You don't know your bank again. I already knew it was a scam.
It was a scam. Once they start asking.
Come on, this is me doing something for charity. But there is someone in that system that is using my info to try and scam me. So I would now give out my full data, my full movement, my mapping everything. That at 7 a.m. every day, X person is at this bus stop between Monday to Friday.
I scanned the bus QR code. We have issues in I think there are
a lot of... There's a good side to it and then there's the bad
good
side to it.
Is for BRT. I understand. But then again, the BRT is safe enough that Elizabeth's case was the only... At least that's the only one I've heard of.
Yeah,
that's the only one I heard of. And I feel that was a case where they had planned it. Because the events that unfolded, it seemed planned. Now she only did the bus. Now she entered. Then later 2 men entered. They kidnapped her, and so that was planned. But that driver, for you to be driving a BRT bus, they work for the government.
Yeah.
There is no way you can just enter the BRT bus and say, "Oh, na me the driver." Or like Danfo,
it can happen.
It can happen in Danfo, as I'm driving this bus now, I go just come down, drive this person bus.
Yeah, some person will drive.
But BRT, it is not possible.
Like that.
So issue number 4, there are no registered database. And number 5 again, your passengers. So you are doing it to secure the lives of your passengers, right?
Yeah.
And you
Why?
are assuming
You're assuming your passengers
you're
are
assuming the threats.
exactly is
the
a
driver and the
driver.
conductor. What if the threat now is about 4 passengers inside that they kidnap driver and conductor to join?
No, but but here's even the funny thing. So do you know the funny thing? The funny thing is
Nice point.
but the funny thing, no, and it's true because you enter buses, the one chance that you're entering, the driver and the conductor are in on it.
Yeah.
What they can if they register with Lagos State government, so won't they will it stop them from registering?
A conductor, I can tell you
Then
this.
they fear the government.
A
Exactly.
conductor has no address. I know a few conductors, and if you ask these guys where he's staying, see one thing they will tell you: just call me. I'll go to that
I will
place.
do that place.
The whole of Lagos is their home. A driver can have an address. Driver can have a bank account. Driver can have NIN. Can have voter's
BVN,
card.
can have
can
everything.
have the
All these
necessary
things,
that
basic
you
things,
need. That
yes.
okay, when you go to the office now to register your, this
Yeah.
they'll probably sees your boss until you get that QR code. This is how Lagos does when they implement it as is. They go the aggressive way. They probably sees your boss for it to win. So driver can have all those things now.
But the
A
conductor,
conductor
would
will
not.
not have.
These are the issues. There are a lot of issues actually.
So Lagos State, before you jump and say you want to go tech wise, sit down.
Sit down and
Sit
give
down.
it.
Like are the
deep
people
thoughts.
are the people who are going to use this tech, are they tech savvy? Are your drivers tech savvy? The majority of your passengers, are they tech savvy?
Serving.
Is this system in place? The Danfo buses, are they? I mean, I
There's a
genuinely can't
lot.
for the life of me imagine a yellow and black Danfo bus
With
that
QR
is quarter
codes.
to die.
Dying.
That when he finishes loading, he'll go call like 3 of his guys. I beg, help me push him, for QR to be using QR codes. to get that.
I genuinely feel like there probably was a good thought behind it, but it probably wasn't. They didn't really sit down well enough to think about.
So I think they already
the-
announced. They
I
said
mean-
that put the QR code on 20,000 buses or so.
I've not seen. I haven't
new buses
seen.
or what?
That's the thing.
Another
Is it
population
new?
problem in Lagos.
Is it new?
Exactly.
Lots of hold up, lots of
Is it
traffic.
new? Is it old? And you put a QR code on the bus, right? I can tell you this. I was in a bus, those small ones, and there was this sticker that was about paying off, and I paid it off completely.
My wow!
Paid it off completely.
is
So these are
guy?
the issues. These are the
So
actual
now
issues.
the material of your QR code, what there are a lot of issues. So I think what they got into that, there was good intention behind it.
Yes, of course.
You need new
Sit down.
buses.
Sit down.
and really strategize.
Because I don't say
plan.
taxpayer dollars, but these are taxpayer
Yeah, exactly.
taxes. In it. Don't just wing it. Sit down, because if they can sit down and they work this out, it's going to be a really great step, huge step in Lagos State being a tech.
Yeah, and for people to adopt technology, it will be good.
It will be nice.
But then a lot of even me, as I'm tech savvy, I'm skeptical about adopting it on such current structure and platform. Talk less of people who are not tech,
even
talk less
tech
of-
savvy.
And I'm thinking of the woman who has who is carrying tomatoes
On
going
her
to the
head.
market. I'm thinking of the
With their
beggars. Yeah, I'm thinking of the
bookies,
beggars
yes.
who
The
So-
blind,
who have
the deaf,
guys and
the
yes,
disabled
that
guys.
end-
Great idea. As helps our MC Oluomo.
Yeah. For BRT,
Fabio.
it works. For
It
BRT,
works.
it
But
works. For lag ride, it
We need
works.
to.
We need
But
to
not
do
idiots.
more.
We need to sit
We
down.
will not be afraid.
We'll
do
yes,
more.
They should not be
They
afraid.
should not
So
be
there's
afraid, yeah.
exactly there's
Exactly.
a lot to actually work on as regards to this. I mean, this is now na Lagos, now all of us soon, and we all want it to be better anyway, so that we can live the soft life that we always
Yes. And
Have
please, sorry,
more about.
if you've used the QR code and you've experienced it, please,
please.
Please tell us.
True,
So
we
maybe
want that.
Me, I'm coming from the point of I heard about it I have not seen it. I have not experienced
I've not
it.
seen. I've not used to.
Yeah, so if you have, please tell us. Like, let me know.
Let
me
us
to
know,
learn.
guys, and let us know what, if you've seen the buses with the QR codes too, and let us know what you also think about this whole transportation system and the barcodes. After following us on our social media pages on Instagram at Playhouse Communications, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and don't forget to listen on Spotify, Apple Podcast and Google Podcast. I hope you guys had fun listening to this. Thank you so much, Mayowa. Thank you so much, Michael. It's great to have you in our seats.
Thank you.
Thank you as well.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.